welcome back to another balcony conversation here at the main stage at Mr. Small's Theater, the River's Edge stage for the Millville Music Festival. We are going to be interviewing multiple musicians who are performing at the main stage May 12th. And to my right, I have Mr. Tim Vitullo making his first-time appearance at the Millville Music Festival and already moving right up to the big stage.
Yeah, so. We are honored. I can't even describe how excited we are.
I'm excited, too. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think the lineup here is fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
At Mr. Small's. A really, really great group of people, and just so much work went into pairing people up to make sure that the stage flows correctly, and I'm really impressed with the job that the music festival did.
Absolutely, yeah. If we weren't playing, I would be here watching all these bands anyway. So
yeah, we've talked to some great people, as well as you, Tim. I'm really excited. And what time are you guys performing at the main stage?
We'll be performing right at 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
So we have time to grab some drinks, grab some dinner, and swing on by.
Yeah, you can even get food here. They have some great food here at the main stage. So this is your first time. You guys tried to perform last year, and it didn't work out.
Yeah, it was my fault. I spent a lot of last summer apologizing to the band. I think everybody under the sun decided to get married last year, so every other week it seemed like we were going to weddings, and fortunately had a family member get married. So
that's an expensive summer.
It was, yeah. Glad we had a lot of gigs to help offset some of the costs. But we're excited. I think we're going to play twice as hard to make up for missing last year this time around.
You really can't miss it then.
Yeah, exactly.
So you guys have been so involved in the festival, more than just performing the day of, which we're happy to have you guys here.
Yeah.
But you guys performed at a fundraiser, but even beyond that, I know you yourself, Tim, have attended so many of these fundraisers for the Millville Music Festival.
They're a hoot. The one we did at Cousins was great. I had a great time. All the boys had a great time. We love that place. It's always nice to do something like this and then to really bring it down and play a room like Cousins. That's always great. But attending all these fundraisers, and I think you guys still have a couple.
One more.
Yeah.
But it'll already have passed by the time this airs. It was the 27th of April.
There you go. But they're a hoot. Between all the great bands and entertainment, all the art that you guys have had on display, all the food, all the drink that has been available at them. I mean, there's some of the best parties we've had this winter and spring.
Yeah, Jenny Signs of the Millville Yoga Collective, she gets credit for organizing those fundraisers, and she's done a fantastic job.
Absolutely.
Why do you feel it's important to come and attend these fundraisers to support the fundraising effort of the Millville Music Festival? A lot of bands don't make it out to the fundraisers.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's always a give and get kind of thing in the arts community. I feel you can't. I would feel bad asking people to keep coming to all our shows if I didn't make an effort to show up some of theirs and return the favor every now and again. And you guys have been great to us, the River's Edge, and everybody in Millville. Every time we're out here, we seem to get a really warm response. So we always want to pay it forward. I know a couple of the band guys have made it out to some too, and we've had a great time at them. So
you put a lot of value into the music festival concept, don't you?
Yeah, I mean It's one of the best gigs you can get. We talk to a lot of clubs and do club dates, and there's always that looming pressure of, how many heads are you going to bring through the door? What kind of promotion are you going to do, this and that? And those things still apply to festivals. That doesn't go away. But there is a little bit more of a built-in audience because there's all this excitement, all these new fans that listen to other bands that might stick around to check you or somebody else out. So you can kind of take some of that stress away and really focus on putting on the best performance you can possibly give, and hopefully connect with some new faces.
Yeah, it's great, especially in this community, how many people who you wouldn't expect to be so into local music get so excited for this festival and really buy in. People from all different age ranges, which I'm really happy about, and just driving into town. And they actually really are big supporters of local music. They're hoping to get more music back in their venue, but the VFW, which you wouldn't think an older club like that would be as supportive, but they are 100% in. They have been with us from the beginning. They were a venue last year. They, in many ways, helped orchestrate that entire concept
Awesome.
that goes on down in Sedgwick Street. They're going to be major players in organizing our 50/50 drive this
Cool.
year,
Very
and
cool.
they have already given their sign up right outside in the middle of that island to the Millville Music Festival. It says
cool.
Music Festival May 12th, already a month out from when we're recording this. It was a month before the festival, so they're 100% in, and it's just so great to see the entire community come together and people of so many different backgrounds coming together to support it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that also, speaks to your point about attracting such a diverse collection of people between all the art and all the food and everything else you guys have going on.
Mm-hmm.
There's really something for everybody, and it's always fun as a musician, to come to an event like this. A lot of our free time spent at shows, either playing them or attending them. It's so fun to have all these other things built in that maybe we wouldn't run into under the normal circumstances of a rock show.
Like a steel forger.
Yeah.
We have a steel forger that's coming to this year's music festival. It is going to be he's going to be doing a live demo out by the gardens of Millville.
Cool.
It's going to be really, really cool.
I'm glad we're playing late just so I can spend all day taking all this in. I might need a map and a program.
Yeah. Well, not only will we have a map, we'll have a digital map, and you'll be able to navigate that via Google Maps. So if you don't know where you're going, you can navigate on your phone right to the actual venue or to even the food truck. Even the food trucks or food locations will be on the map.
Cool.
As well as parking locations, everything. So
yeah, awesome. Yeah, I think it's going to be a great time. I'm really excited.
So tell me a little bit about the band, Tim Vitullo Band. When did you guys form, and when did you start performing yourself?
Sure. So rewinding way back, I kind of started picking up guitar in high school about that time when all young men kind of think that's a cool thing to do.
Uh-huh.
And ended up sticking with it. For a long time and all through college and all that, I was always kind of someone's guitar player for hire, and really was dedicated to the idea of, hey, I want to really learn how to play this thing, before I try to, make my own statement. So I met Brent, the band's drummer, in a blues band where I was a guitarist, and we hit it off.
For hire?
Yeah, exactly. And we had really great chemistry. We used to drive around a lot to a lot of out-of-town festivals and things, and we bonded over, we would listen to Grateful Dead tapes in his truck whenever we drove around, and just kind of really struck a nice rapport. And after that band sort of called it quits, we had talked to him and said, hey, I've been working on some songs. Why don't we get it together? So he and I put the record together as kind of the band, and we had a ton of people just do us a lot of mitzvahs, called in a lot of favors. Hey, we're looking for this on the record. Could you come in and do a session? And it was just a cool project because it was so many different people that I'd met along the way up to that point. Doing other music projects, coming together for this project. It's really cool to see all those people meet and to interact with each other and kind of being the common thread through all of that. So we've been playing, that record came out 2 years ago, and we've been playing primarily those songs for a while. And the band, we added David Fix, our current bass player, last year, and it's gone from, Brent and I always used to kind of joke, it's the two of us and everybody's keeping up. Dave has now integrated himself in as a cornerstone, of the sound of the band with his singing and his bass playing. And then this year we're really excited. We just added Cody Piper, who's also singing. He's playing piano and keyboards.
Everybody in your band has a really cool name.
I've lucked
really,
out. Yeah,
if you think about it.
I don't know if we need stage names.
No, you don't.
Which is good. But we're really excited to have him. If anyone saw us last year, we had Ryan playing the saxophone and guitar. And he kind of stepped away to do some other stuff. He has his own projects that he's really excited about, and we're excited to hear what he's got in store. So the sound has changed a little bit, but I think it's a really positive change, and I'm really excited to share both the old songs with Cody's new influence on them, and all the new stuff we've been preparing. We're really hoping to get into the studio this year.
Yeah, you said you were writing recently.
Yeah, just finished one last night. We were kind of talking. It's very refreshing, especially with lining up a busy summer to get some time to sit down and work on new music and get something finished.
What can you tell me about the new song?
It's been a new process this time around. We're definitely doing a little more of the roots rock Americana thing, kind of leaning away from the blues influence a bit more. And I've been really trying to bring in the arrangements as sparsely as possible for the band to say, hey, you guys are all fantastic musicians.
Oh, yeah.
And please, give me your input, as opposed to last time where it was more, hey, I'll kind of call you and add you as kind of spices at the end. A more collaborative process. So I think you're gonna really enjoy, and I think there's gonna be a lot of personality in these new songs.
That's cool. There's a lot of benefit to bringing different people in and kind of going that route. I know as an organization with the music festival, I brought a group of people together, and I know it's completely different building an organization from writing music, but in some similar aspects, when you bring a bunch of different people in, a lot of the ideas that have come together and have been put forth through this festival, they were not my ideas, they were someone else's ideas. And because you open that up and allow people the freedom to come in and bring new ideas and add to the bigger picture, it creates a much different product, which I think is really exciting and unique and allows the product to grow.
Yeah, I actually just had another singer-songwriter who's looking to form a band kind of reach out about, hey, how do you get people to follow your vision? Walk over the edge of the cliff with you. And that was my biggest piece of advice: is just listen, always listen.
Let them be part of the vision. If they, if somebody takes ownership in something, they're going to be way more committed than if they're just along for the ride.
Exactly. Yeah. So it is Tim Vitullo and the Tim Vitullo Band, but I try to do my best that that vision is shared by all four of us, and you get to hear everybody's personality, so that whenever you hear the track, say, oh, I know that's Dave playing bass, or I know that's Cody playing keys, or I know that's Brent playing the drums.
Now, whenever you go in and you start recording the new album, are you going to disappear, or do you still plan to make appearances throughout the city? Because I've seen it done both ways. I've seen some people where you had no idea that they're recording because you can't stop seeing them. They're everywhere. They're all over social media. They're at every event. It's as if they never took a break. And then all of a sudden they drop an album and you're almost shocked. You're like, I didn't even know you were working on anything. And here you are releasing a new album. And then there's other people who disappear for sometimes almost a year. They completely fall off the map. You wonder, where did they go? And then all of a sudden they appear with an album.
Sure. Yeah. And it's a blessing that the phone keeps ringing.
Yeah.
So we're still booking a lot, and announcing new dates for this summer. We're really excited about hitting the road a bit. So I don't know. I think we'll see. We have a couple unique ideas, again, to kind of tackle this a little more collaboratively. And now that it's not sort of our first run at going in to do a record together, we have some interesting ideas for how we want to tackle it. So I think maybe you'll see kind of fits and spurts of things.
Very cool. So that's good. I think that's a good way to go about it, because you gain these new fans going to places like the Millville Music Festival, and then if you just fall off the map, they're kind of left wondering, where did you go?
Yeah. The other thing, too, is, if you've seen us live, you can listen to the record, and it's, as a songwriter, I always try to keep very, very to-the-point arrangements, not a lot of, fluff. It's kind of get in, get what you got to do, and get out. But live, I mean, we really borrow from the jam band mentality quite a bit. So I'm really excited, too, to kind of preview some of this new stuff and start working it out live, when the adrenaline's going and you're kind of caught up in the moment, to see, hey, where do these go? Again, maybe how we thought about it in the garage is not maybe how it should exist on the record, and maybe it takes kind of playing it in front of some people to find that out.
How much time do you guys put into branding and marketing? Because I know, watching you guys perform, I've seen you at some bigger stages, and you've got the big sign behind you, and it seems like you put a lot of work into making sure everything looks the right way, and there's a lot of thought that goes into making sure everything's consistent from show to show.
Sure. Yeah, it's it sounds odd to say, and there's a little bit of a stigma, but I mean, it is sales. I mean, we're trying to sell our music. We're trying to sell our band. We're trying to sell, the time that you have whenever we're there performing. And it's always important, it's always important to never miss an opportunity, especially because just by virtue, look at this festival bill,
Yeah.
how many talented, really incredible and hungry bands there are, just even in the city of Pittsburgh. Um, we always want to make sure that if someone's at a concert and is really enjoying it and takes out their phone and takes a video, there's some indication that like, oh, that's Tim Vitullo Band, and if I want to go check them out, oh, okay, there's the name, or there's the logo, or there's something. I think it's really important, and it's not. My name's not always the easiest to spell.
Mm-hmm.
I'm aware of that, so I think it's really important to have that visual, just to get people acquainted that, hey, here's Tim Vitullo, and if you want to go find out more, here's the channel to do it.
And then you'll be surprised, at least I am, with the River's Edge whenever you see your logo pop up at different locations.
Yeah.
I've seen people on multiple occasions where they'll change their profile picture and I'll see the River's Edge logo behind them while they're performing, and it's really a cool thing to see. But because of that, they probably didn't think anything of the River's Edge. They're just at an open mic or whatever, and it's up there. But because of the right branding and marketing, that is being seen other places.
Yeah, it's a really fine balance, and I try to always be mindful of not getting to like used car salesman territory with it, where it's like just constantly.
Oh, I'm definitely in that territory. I'm out there, pimping those cards everywhere I go.
You do it well though. Yeah, no, it's good. But yeah, kind of being on stage, I want to try to avoid our shows becoming an infomercial.
Sure.
And still make it about the art and the music. But yeah, it is a challenge to kind of rise above the noise and get yourself noticed.
So, really excited. You guys are going to be performing 9 p.m. Right here at the Mr. Smalls Theater. One thing I wanted to ask, did you ever think about going into radio? That's one thing that I have always noticed about you is you have a very distinct voice. If you're in a crowded room, like if there's a crowded room, say there's, I don't know, 100 people here, and, well, maybe not here because it gets loud. We're at Cousins Lounge, and it's packed, and you start talking, I can hear you from across the room. Not because you're loud, but because your voice stands out. And that's one thing I always thought that was so important in radio, at least in the talking perspective, is having that voice that is unique, is something that is not what everybody else hears.
Yeah, no, I never have, but maybe I should.
There you go.
If you need a week vacation, maybe I can sit in for you.
Yeah, definitely. But no, it's something. It's funny you notice that, and I think that probably lends to some of your guys' success that you have a unique voice and it carries out on stage as well.
Yeah, it's definitely not American Idol approved, but. No one's thrown tomatoes at us yet, so.
Yeah. I think it's great. So if you want to hear for yourself, you can come on out. It's going to be 9 p.m. right here at the main stage at Mr. Smalls, right behind us, the River's Edge stage. As you have been watching this video, you can see what a great space this is. I know you want to come on out. You can say hi to our people. We'll have the River's Edge people here on hand, so you can ask them questions about the network. Learn more about how you can stream local music 24 hours a day yourself, including Tim Vitullo Band, who is in rotation. So, and that's one thing that you guys do. And you could tell, honestly, if you look at I don't know how if there's a way to see retweets on Twitter, but if you look at the retweets from the River's Edge playlist, it's at River's Edge List, which is our streaming just playlist. All it does is it retweets the songs and the files that are playing across the radio stream. But you guys are one of the bands that really pushes that, and you'll retweet it and like it and things like that, and you can always tell the bands that are more together and with it based on that. I mean, you really can. Thanks. Because a lot of bands they put it on there and then they at that point never revisit it. So.
Yeah, I mean, we love when people play our songs, so part of it is we're just excited, like, holy cow, somebody played one of our songs. That's great. So
cool.
Yeah.
So 9 p.m. right here. Be sure to stay tuned to the River's Edge page and get all of these videos. We'll be dropping one a week right there and in preparation of this great festival. And again, you can listen to the River's Edge 24 hours a day at riversedgepgh.com on TuneIn Radio. And you can also tell your Alexa to play the River's Edge station on TuneIn, and she'll play the music for you there as well.
I'm going to go home and do that now.
Yeah, so all sorts of ways. That's Tim Vitullo. He'll be here 9 p.m. May 12th here at the main stage of Mr. Smalls, the River's Edge stage of the Millville Music Festival. I'm Brian Crawford. You can catch me every Monday morning at 10 a.m., or if you want to listen to it live, you can listen to that show live at 7 p.m. Sunday nights, and then every first and third Saturday at 10 a.m. at riversedgepgh.com.